Hello YouTube, welcome back to another very exciting episode of Driving Up Stocks. I am stoked today. I'll get to that in a minute, why I'm stoked. But let's get right into the stock update. That way, if you are only here for the stock market updates that I give, then you can get the heck out of here afterwards if I'm going to bore you with one of my rants or good fun stories. So, getting right into it, midweek, at the end of trading Wednesday night, we were at $226 even. Flat, 226. So we are up from Friday about 1.5%. So doing pretty well so far this week. My Dogecoin crash seems to have flattened out. It's kind of like doing this little, like it's barely got a heartbeat kind of deal. Just kind of hanging in there. Again, still reading reports. There's a lot of panic. So the people that are panic and the pump and dumpers, they're all saying get the heck out of it. It's garbage, which it is garbage. I mean, that's my personal opinion. I don't like you, but you all know I don't like cryptocurrency. So that it's crap. It's a joke. Get rid of it. But the analysts are pretty much saying hang on to it. You're going to see at least 0.005. And as you know, it kind of touched that during that nice run up from that crazy TikTok campaign. So if you're into Dogecoin, you got in late, didn't make your millions, hold on. It's probably going to go back up. The other cryptos are pretty well flat too. Seems like they've been down this week more than up. What else we got going on? I did make one trade before close Wednesday. After hours, Verizon dropped down a little bit, so I did get, I forgot actually that I had $1 and some change in my buying power, so I threw that dollar into Verizon because it was down. My average cost is like $56, and so I got in at like $55.10. So I don't even think I'm up to 1/10 of a share on Verizon yet, so still working on that one. I did get paid out 2 dividends at the end of trading yesterday. One was Realty Income. I got 12 cents for my half a share. The other one is I got 23 cents from Voya National Resources. That's an ETF. I have 3 shares there, so looking at just under 8 cents a share. So what is that? 35 cents. So I have all of my dividend stocks. Since I'm not doing any swing trading with my dividend stocks, I'm all long on the dividends. I do have all of my dividend stocks set up for the DRIP, the dividend reinvestment plan. So that did go back in. Obviously, being 12 and 23 cents, it didn't get me real far. You know what? Actually, lady walking on the side of the highway. No, it's not a highway; it's a country road. So we'll give her we'll give her a pass there. She's very friendly. Walking her dog. Looked like a beautiful dog. Voya's trading like 245. So that 23 cents did give me like 1/10 of a share. So not too bad. For a week here. A nice busy week. Not really a ton in the news right now. Things have been pretty quiet. As far as the stuff I normally talk about, there's not really anything new from AMC. Again, we talked about Dogecoin. That's probably got the most news right now. Disney. One of the, I'm not sure which one. I'd have to look it up. I apologize. The sun's going down and it's very cloudy, but it keeps peeking out. So I'm gonna get nailed here probably a couple of times on this trip. But I don't know which one it was. I didn't get a chance to finish the article. I only got to read like basically the teaser for it. But one of the Disney heiresses to the Disney fortune or whatever had came out being kind of confused as to why, with all the outbreaks and new closures and everything, why Disney was still choosing to open. So I think that's pretty much that heiress saying, hey, these guys are just out for a cash grab. But again, Disney stock was up. It just seemed like no matter what negative news hit Disney, nothing They were like the Teflon Don stock or something. Well, today, I mean, I know this is kind of getting ahead because the news didn't hit until Thursday, but I'm going to throw it out there anyhow. They did get downgraded by one of the analysts, so that did cause their stock to dip down. They were trading at like 120 at the start of the day. Now they're down to like 116, so not a huge dip, but I guess it's one of those things where, hey, you can make the giant bleed, I guess. I don't know, like they got dinged. But of all the things out there that are negative, that haven't impacted Disney stock a bit, the one thing that gets them is basically the equivalent to someone's opinion. Like, hey, I don't think they're going to be so hot. But that same expert is saying with the closures and therefore seeing Disney parks having to close again. What was it? Hong Kong Disney already had to close. Chances are with all these governors making with this huge spike in that which shall not be named cases, Lord Voldemort's striking hard right now, that the Disney parks will probably end up closed again. They're saying that they're probably not going to be profitable again until like 2025, so we'll see how that plays out. We all know my opinion on Disney. I love Disney. If they bring their dividend back, my goal is I want 10 shares of Disney. If they keep the dividend out for a while, which the way things are looking with them talking more closures again, chances are pretty good that dividend's going to be out for a bit. So, excuse me, that hiccup. My goal then is one full share. I just want one share just to hang on to, see how it does. They bring the dividend back again a year, 2 years down the road. Definitely want to bring that 10 share goal back. That is about it for stock news. If you only come for the stock news, I appreciate the heck out of you. Thank you for being here. If you don't want to hear me rant and rave or anything like that, go ahead and tune out. But if you want to hear story time, great. Thank you. Stay here. My rant for the day. I'm gonna do a rant and then I'm gonna end on a positive note. My rant. I saw an article and it was so unbelievable. I didn't even finish reading it. I can't even remember the name of the city. If you Google it, you'll find it. It's no problem. There's a city in California that's voting to take the noose off of their city logo, and I thought this was a joke. And there's literally a noose on the logo. Why? I don't get it. Why would you ever be possessed to put on that? Because, like, it's got their little slogan around the edge, and then there's like a little miner with his little panning for gold pan in the front, and then like behind his shoulder, there's like a noose hanging from a tree. I mean, what is that saying? I mean, is this like a slavery thing? Because that makes it 1,000 million times worse. But there's no positive. Like, how did that get on a city logo? Because there's no positive to it. It's either about slavery, or it's either, hey, I lost my fortune out here painting for gold, so I'm going to hang myself. Or it's, hey, if you don't meet your quota, we're going to lynch you. Why? Why would you do that? That is and why are we voting on it? Just change it. This is clearly something that we should just get rid of. No matter what, there is no positive to it. Just get it out of here. Oh my gosh. And I said I'm going to end on a positive note, so I'm going to. Had to drive parts down to my parent company. We're doing really bad. We are way understaffed. Our welding department is getting their booties kicked. So they called old Code Man here and asked him if he could drive some parts down to our parent company so we didn't shut them down and our ultimate customer down in effect. So I'm like, I'll do it. I got just enough time to get down there, get back, and still make it to my daughter's last softball game. Got there. Everything's great. I'm trying to think of how many games we've played. I want to say we've played 7 games. No. We had one canceled. We played 6 games this year. Might be wrong on that. It might be more. But I want to say we played 6 games. We're 0-6. So we're game 7. Last game of the season. These girls played their freaking hearts out. They're hitting the ball left and right. I believe it's the first time all season. Their rule is if you score 6 runs in a season, you switch sides regardless of how many outs there are. I think it's the last year. It's like a 12 and under group. So this is the last year they have that rule. First time this year they weren't on the receiving end of that they actually did the 6 runs. They're catching balls. Their pitcher was just insane. It's her first time pitching. It's not her first time ever pitching. She's been on the team with my daughter. I want to say this is actually the 3rd time she's been on the team with my daughter. And she's pitched before. Not a whole lot, but this is her first time kind of pitching with the big dogs. And she did absolutely phenomenal. I want to say she had like 4 strikeouts in 3 innings pitched, 4 or 5, maybe even 5 strikeouts. Wow, but just did phenomenal. Like I said, the girls all did great. My daughter was 0 for 1. She walked her first at bat, had a decent strikeout, second at bat. So she did well. I don't think she didn't really have anything hit to her. There was one that was hit between. She plays left center. There was one hit between her and another gal, but it was closer to the other gal, so the other guy got to field it. So not like a whole great game for her. I mean, nothing spectacular for her, but I mean, overall, the team just knocked it out of the park. And I just really wanted to take a couple minutes and just talk about how great that was and how amazing it is to see like the team come together, play their hearts out on their last game. They didn't want to end the season without a win. And, oh man, they just really pulled it out. So, great job to the team. Great job, gals. Not that any of them watch my videos. I think my daughter occasionally like bores herself to sleep with my stuff. It's a little over a 12-year-old's head. So, great job, ladies, Lady T-Birds. Fantastic. Can't wait to get out there next season. Hopefully, my daughter wants to play. Every year, it's kind of like a game time decision, if you may, whether or not she wants to play or not. Hopefully, she'll still be interested next year, and we can get some more practice and before the season starts, and that way she's got a little bit better edge going in. Kind of knock some of those bugs out before the season starts. But for those of you that stuck around and listened to me rant and rave for a few minutes, thank you. If you're on the East Coast where I'm at, I'm not on the coast. I'm in the I'm in Ohio, so I'm in America's shirt pocket, heart of it all, whatever. Sun's going down right now. It's absolutely beautiful. Get the heck out there and watch it. It's not every day you get to see this. I actually had a guy at work. He came and drugged me out of the office. He's like, I need to talk to you now. He looked mad. So I'm like, oh boy, because he can get really fired up. And I'm like, oh man, what's going on? He takes me out back, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna light me up. He's mad about something, and he's like, just look at this, man. Look at this. I watch this every night when I come in early, and we just sat out there and just watched the sunset for a minute. And if you're saying, hey, aren't you supposed to be working? I do what I want. All right, within reason. I'll watch the sunset once in a while, but that was a good time. That was really unexpected, especially out of him. I didn't know he's the type of guy that got into nature and stuff. So pretty cool. Thank you all for hanging in. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate y'all while you're helping us while we're driving up stocks or whatever. Yeah, we're driving up stocks, right? Because we're doing well. Thank you. Until next time, take care.